everyone, Journeyman here, and welcome to episode 6 of Where in the World. We have 4 games left in our time in Argentina, and we're going to start today's episode up against River Plate. And as we know, River Plate are one of the most decorated clubs in the whole of Argentina, probably even the world, really, when you put it in perspective. And they're currently second place to Boca Juniors, another very world-renowned team. So today's going to be a very, very tough game. Since the last episode you joined us, there was a 0-0 draw against Union. Not much to really talk about in this game, kind of a dull affair. So going into today's game, unfortunately for us, we do not have Juan Brunetta, nor do we have Matias Suarez, two big, important players for us, so it's going to be an uphill battle. So today's lineup, we're going to line up just like this. You can see Gadira on the right. A young guy came in, did a really good job, so he's going to start again. Lima, Barros, Benitez, in midfield, Latorre, and Rivadero. Joel Amoruso on the right. Rickenberg through the middle. Neri Bandera as an inside forward coming in off the left. And then led by Tobias Figueroa, who I'm looking to fire us to glory today. So with that in mind, obviously we're going to struggle today. Honestly, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think we're going to get battered. We do have a second game as well up against Patronato. I think that's how you pronounce it, or maybe Patronato if you want to refer it to the tequila brand. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really tough game. I expect us to get absolutely battered from start to finish. But you never know. We did beat Boca earlier in the season. It was a smash and grab job. And if we can do that again, I'll be all for it. Alright, so just a couple minutes in here, we'll start actually very brightly so far. 2 shots on goal, 2 shots on target as well. There's Perez. I had to actually take a look at their squad. I might have to do that afterwards, because I'm pretty interested to see what the River Plate squad looks like, see how much better they are player for player. Here's an only chance though. Maria gets the byline, and Acosta kind of makes a mess of that, just pushes it behind for a corner kick. Still, he dealt with it, so that's all I can ask of him. Alright, there's Ponzo. Maria, that's a great challenge. Put it to touch, well played, son. Alright, so obviously, I've only got 4 games left now in Argentina, which is kind of crazy. So I've got to start thinking about my next move. Where should we go next? Should we do something bizarre? Should we go to like Indonesia? Or should we go to Australia, South Africa? I've got a number of nations lined up. And obviously, when I finish... Oh, that was a chance. So obviously, when I finish with Argentina, I'm going to remove them from my playable nations. And I'm going to add a nation in Europe. Haven't decided which one yet. Again, a lot of decisions yet to be made. By all means, if you have any feedback on that, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely take that into consideration. I'm thinking about maybe adding Greece, because I've never actually managed in Greece before, but that'll be further down the line. I want to do other nations before we get there. And if you remember from the first episode, the premise of the series is to spend one season in a nation, and then move on to a different one, just experience a lot of stuff, you know. This is going to be a very much experimental kind of series too, trying out different tactics and approach. Because honestly, the true impact isn't. There's not much pressure on me. Obviously, having to want to bounce around clubs like that. It'll be interesting to see if a club will hire me after a couple of clubs, because they'll notice a trend of me leaving after a season. And honestly, if I was going to hire someone like a manager, I'd expect them to stay more than a year. Another good effort there for Mora. So it's been a pretty even game so far. There's been a couple of chances for both sides. So I'm just trying to refocus now my attention back on the actual game we're playing. So up against River today, obviously, it'd be very nice to say we beat River Plate and Boca Juniors in our time in Argentina. And so far, we're doing okay today. We're doing okay. Nothing too crazy, though. Don't really create many opportunities. Alright, so here we go into the second half. Keep the same 4-2-3-1 formation with the 2 holding midfielders, because they did a pretty good job protecting the back line. Our defensive record is actually excellent. It's just we can't seem to score enough goals. It seems to be our problem. Here's Figueroa at the edge of there. That's a crunching challenge. Latorre, that's a hopeful effort, but almost hit the target, so good effort there, I suppose. Alright, come on. Someone gets stuck in there. Here's Mora. He's had a few chances today, Mora. I've seen his name up a few times. There's Martinez. Oh, someone get close to him. There's Martinez. Oh, that's a great strike. That is Gonzalo Martinez. That's a fantastic strike from a very talented winger. Yeah, just a very good looking winger, to be honest with you. 24-year-old. Yeah, good strike. Keeper's not going to save those, unfortunately. Nothing you can do about it. Alright, skip the highlights because I don't want to have to watch it again. So we have 60 minutes left to play. Sorry, 60 minutes on the clock. 30 minutes left to play in this game. Let's make a couple of changes. Let's try and freshen some legs up. What we might do is bring on Ramis, push him up top there, and play Ramis as a false... Oh, could play a Trequartista. Yeah, let's do Trequartista. That'd be fun. Let's do something a little bit weird. I was going to play him as a false 9 to keep that playmaker up top next to the striker, but Trequartista can do the job as well. So we'll use him in that role, and we just go 2-0 down. So essentially pointless. That change, but you never know. I've seen crazier things happen in Football Manager. I've seen us come back from this kind of scenario before. However, it doesn't look very likely, does it? Alright, so 20 minutes left to go in this game. Haven't got back into things and switching to a 4-2-4 formation. Ball sit long, Figueroa. Can't win it in the air. Obviously, the target man, that's one of your primary responsibilities, to try and win that first ball. Oh, that's a good build-up play and a fantastic save from Acosta, getting across his goal. Here's Amoroso from the corner. Let's whip it in. Oh, off the crossbar, Lima. Almost scored there. Lucky Christian Lima. He's scored a few goals towards the end of the season. He's been a really good player for me this season. Here's Amoroso again. Terrible corner, absolutely woeful corner. Perez, they're playing around the back, cocky, arrogant bastards. There's Martinez. There's Rivadero, hits it long there. Finds Figueroa. We can find someone in the box here. We stand a chance of scoring. Figueroa just running his way through Plipa, and Ramis puts it wide. That was the chance to get back in the game. Missed right there from Ramis. Oh, terrible finish there from the striker, who has he's been poor, as of most of our strikers been this season, but that's been previously discussed before. Amoroso whips it in, flicks off no one, goes bound for a goal kick, and it should be the end of the match there. So a 2-0 defeat against River Plate. It's a respectable result, but not the result I was hoping for, of course. Yeah, speaking of Jonathan Ramis, yep, he scored one goal this season. I expected a lot more from this guy. He looked a lot more talented than the one goal indicates. It could be my tactic too. You could always just blame me, I suppose. That makes sense, wouldn't it? Alright, so next up we got Patronato. That's actually going to be quite some time from now. It's 12 days away. So we're going to skip ahead and I'll see you guys just before the start of that game. Alright, so here we go up against Patronato or Patronato. I never actually learned which one it was. They're bottom of the table. This should be an easy win, really. Obviously, that'll keep up our race as well. I want to finish as high as possible. We can finish third this season, and that will be quite an achievement, especially behind River and Boca. So going into today's game, good news, we have Matias Suarez back and available, but I did also get notification Juan Brunetta is fit if he wants to play today, but he's 89%. I'm not going to risk him. I mean, I've only got 3 games left of the season now. I could risk him, but you know what? We're not going to do it. So, going into the team today, same team lineup. Joaquim Rickenberg has gone out, and Matias Suarez, our top goal scorer with 7 goals, is back in the squad. The fact that our top goal scorer has 7 goals really indicates how much we've struggled this season to score goals. Nothing more to it, really. Yeah, just basically we just haven't created the opportunities. Well, we have created the opportunities, just haven't finished them. And that's my fault, really, because I had the idea in mind that I wasn't going to spend too much money on this team because, honestly, we didn't have a lot of money to spend to begin with. You only have like 200,000, I think, and about 30,000 in wages. That's not a lot of money. And then, secondly, I thought the talent we had was enough to get us more goals. But I was wrong, and there's a striker scoring right now, Tobias Figueroa. Great finish there, Tobias. Good finish there. And Joel Amoroso, who's come on leaps and bounds at the end of the season as a right winger. But anyway, as I was saying, if we just found a striker, if I'd gone into the market and found another, like a poacher, I think that could have been a difference for us this season. I think we would have competed with the likes of River and Boca. We only narrowly lost to River last time out, and then Boca we obviously beat. So it proves that we can compete with them. It just we haven't done it on a consistent basis. All right, so things are going well. 50 minutes in, nothing to complain about so far. Matias Suarez picks up a knock. Fantastic, easy to go off. All right, so let's bring on Juan Brunetta then. I didn't want to have to bring him on if I didn't have to, but, well, needs must. So let's bring on Juan. Again, I expected a much better season from him. He's been good. I'm I'd say him along with Suarez have been our better players this season, but I expected him to get a lot more assists and a lot more goals this season. But that can be said for the rest of the team, to be honest with you. Here's Figueroa. Can't quite get past the last man there. Here's Gadira, who's come into the team in the last couple of weeks. Rivadira, oh, that's a crunching challenge. Well played there, son. There's Figueroa. To Rivadira, to Brunetta, to Bandera. There's a Figueroa. Great finish there, Tobias Figueroa. And that could be his 8th goal of the season. That's his 8th goal. Then he takes over his top spot in the goal scoring charts for the club. Let me see. I don't think it's just not going to show me, is it? It's not going to tell me either. Yeah, I'll work that out later. But yeah, so far doing well. 2-0 up here, playing pretty comfortably. Not as much possession I would like, but we are taking our chances today, which is pleasing. All right, so 37 minutes. Here we go. Amoruso to Brunetta, and it's hit off Sosa, I think. Yep, it's an own goal there. Lucas Sosa, the centre half, puts it past his own keeper and makes it 3-0. Obviously, these goals are going to come important right here at the end of the season. Goal difference is obviously going to play a huge factor in where we finish because it's so tight at the top. I'll show the league table again in a second after half-time. So going into the half, 3-0 up. Don't really have to make any changes. Things are going really well for me. Let's hand it over to my assistant manager. So as I was saying, I look at the top here. There's 4 points between us and third place and Racing Club in 8th. And goal difference is going to come into it, definitely. There's a number of teams that have a much better goal difference than we do. We play Rosario Central as well in the very last game of the season. And that could be the game that puts us over the edge or not if we're going to finish third. All right, so 50 minutes on the clock. Still doing well. Nothing to complain about thus far. Brunetta's going to put the ball in. There's Lima with a header, 4-0. Good finish there from Christian Lima. He's getting himself a couple of goals this season too. That's his 3rd goal of the season there for Christian. Just proving to be a very deadly player from set pieces. Alright, so 4-0 up. Cruising. Here's another chance. Brunetta to Bandera. There's one Brunetta again to Figueroa. There's Gadara to Amoruso. See if we can find someone in the box. Looks at Figueroa. That's a beautiful cross. And Tobias Figueroa gets his hat-trick today. Fantastic finish there from Tobias Figueroa. Perhaps I should have played him earlier in the season. He actually goes... That's his 8th goal of the season now. He actually overtakes Matias Suarez as top goal scorer in the club. If you look at his profile picture, it actually... He looks like he's got... he looks like he's got a mullet, but it's actually his shirt collar. Every time I see his picture come up, I think it's a mullet. I'll try and show you if I can, yeah. See what I mean? Like back here, it looks like it's one of those like awful like mullets, like redneck mullets, but it's actually just the collar of his shirt. Alright, so enough goofing around. Let's get back into things. Let's bring on Jorge Ortiz. Play Rivadero as a holding of the 2 defensive midfielders. Alright, so yep, things are going really well. Could bring on someone else now too. Let's bring on Garcia to play as a target man instead of Figueroa. He's not really a target man, but I like the way my team plays with a target man, so we're going to keep him in there. Alright, if I realised that sooner as well, I probably would have gone shopping to find another cheap target man to compete with Figueroa. I actually want to play Figueroa more, to be honest with you. Alright, so 5 minutes left to go in this game. Looking like it's going to be a very comfortable 5-0 victory. And a very good way to finish the episode as well. Obviously, the result as well takes us up now, up into 3rd place in the table, although the teams below us do have a game in hand, so we could easily slip down a couple of spots. But great win there, winning 5-0, very comfortable against the bottom team of the league. They really weren't that good, were they? Take a look at their first team. Most valuable player, Martin Rivero. Looks like an okay centre midfielder, nothing spectacular though. And then Abel Prata, who is a right winger. Yeah, he's all flash, unfortunately. He doesn't look like he has a lot of substance. Karazako looks alright. Nothing spectacular though. All 12s and 13s, 115 there for agility. Who else do they have? A couple players on loan. Then Matthias Quiroga. 6'5". So this is the kind of player I would have targeted if I had the money to do so, to bring in if I was playing the target man system early in the season. Jump in 17, strength 14, pace 13 and 12. That's not terrible for a guy who's 6'5". Finishing 14, composure 13. Yeah, that's the kind of talent I'd look for if I'm playing a target man. Alright, so that's pretty much wrapped up the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Suarez is going to be out the rest of the season, so say goodbye to Matthias Suarez. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Obviously, the next one up will be the final 2 games in Argentina up against Newell's Old Boys, and then obviously Rosario as well. So obviously we're putting ourselves in a nice position now to finish 3rd in the table. We'll just have to keep winning games and hoping team will slip up like Lanús, because they're going to have to slip up. Rosario going to slip up. So basically, it's kind of in our own hands. I mean, as long as we keep winning, that's all we can keep doing. So, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, maybe leave a like on it. If you want to see more videos by me in the future, please hit subscribe, turn notifications on. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.